Former President Trump told a group of CEOs that he intends to cut the corporate tax rate from 21% to 20%, according to people in the meeting at the Business Roundtable last week. Meanwhile, President Biden says he'd like to raise the corporate tax rate to 28%. Joining us now to discuss corporate tax policy and much more is Operation Hope founder, chairman, and CEO John Hope Bryant. He's also a CNBC contributor, and Mick Mulvaney, co-chair of Actum Strategic Advisors. He was the former White House chief of staff during the Trump administration. Mick, you know a lot of, you were OMB, you know a lot about budgets. What percentage of our annual tax receipts are corporate? Is it like 6% or something versus 6%. the
Yeah, it's exactly 6. It brought in about $400 billion last year, which is roughly $100 billion more per year than it was before the Trump tax cuts went into place in 2017. So it's not that much money. And taking it from 21% to 20%, of all the things we do in Washington that negatively impact the budget, even on a static basis, that wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Why are we obsessing about it? And I saw someone say that 1%, that Trump's not thinking about how that would add to, it's a lot of money, but he doesn't know what 1% is. But on the other hand, we're talking about raising it by 7%. Why? That is at least a significant number to corporations that are, if it's an advantage, if you believe the corporations, and John Hope Bryant, I'll ask you, you love capital, and you love when the way that you want to help people that aren't participating in the economy. You want to do it through capital. You don't want to necessarily do it through giveaways. You know that small businesses like to use capital. Is it a bad thing to have low corporate tax rates, John?
We live in a free enterprise democracy. 88% of all of our jobs come from the free enterprise system, and most all legitimate wealth comes from capitalism, the free enterprise system. I just believe in good capitalism. And by the way, good to see you, Joe. I think that the caravan forgot to pick up Mick on the way to the meeting because it would have been a serious conversation if Mick Mulvaney was there. I think the former president thought he was at a campaign rally and not a meeting of serious people. The Business Roundtable, these CEOs are playing, and you don't go to a meeting like that and ask how'd you get from 21 to 20, and you say, well, it was just a round number. That's just crazy to me. As a thought process. This is the biggest economy in the world. We're the superpower in the world, and these are serious.
Well, how do you get to 28? Why 28? Why raise it at all?
That's a very good question, and it deserves serious analysis. And so let's look at the analysis. Probably, by the way, when you have a good negotiation,
one's up and one's down. I can just start with that. I'd rather go down than up.
Hey, Joe, I was actually completing a sentence.
Go for it, John.
When you get at a negotiating table and you leave it slightly annoyed, both people leave slightly annoyed, as you know, and probably means it was a pretty good negotiation. We're probably not looking at either one of these. People are campaigning right now. Everybody's campaigning and really talking to their bases. But the answer is probably somewhere in the middle. What happened in 2017, and two things can be true at the same time, it did spur investment. It also created huge deficits. They were adding about $100 billion. John would know this better than me. It added about $100 billion in more debt on the debt, and it didn't keep the promises to workers to go from, I think, $4,000 to $6,000 in benefit per worker, more like $750 per worker. Again, these are debatable numbers, but on balance, it didn't keep the whole promise, even though it did spur investment. We probably need something that doesn't stifle, we don't want to stifle investment, but you wanted something that actually, look, our infrastructure is crumbling, to me, to be blunt. We need a business plan for this country. I know John agrees with me on this. We need something that spurs investment, but at the same time, everything underneath this is falling apart, and our people are not inspired. And you need something that because most taxes, as you said when we first started this, does not come from corporate. That's 6% or something. It's mostly from individuals, almost 50%. We need those people to feel there's a ladder that they can ascend to. So now I'm done.
Mick, is that accurate? Did it add to the deficit, the corporate tax cut from 2017?
What's accurate, by the way, I have to last. I always enjoy being on here with John. He's not wrong on the round number sort of thing. If you ask me why Trump liked 20 instead of 21, it's because he wanted 20 back in 2017 when we cut the deal with Congress. So there's certainly an element of truth to that. Did it add to the deficit? For the short term, tax revenues went down. There's no question. When we took the tax rates down in 2017, in the short term, they went down that year before you could get that dynamic sort of impact in the economy. The bottom line is they're $100 billion a year more now than they were in 2017. How much of that is because the economy is bigger? How much of that is because the tax rate worked? Economists are going to fight about that. But the bottom line is we're taking in more now than we were before. So look, I'm one of those folks who thinks that corporations don't pay tax, so I'd like to see it be zero. I think 28 makes no sense. I think 28, there's no more science behind 28 than there's behind 21 or 20. The motivation behind the 28 is it's more. It's more than 21, and Joe Biden has to run saying, I'm going to make corporations pay more. Is it enough money either way to impact the economy? No. The question is, would you rather have the private sector have that money to do something with it or have the government have that money to do something with it? And that's one of the fundamental differences between the two candidates.